Texans taking on the Titans. The Texans right now 7 up right now, 3rd and 2, and that's Kenny Stills.
It's man coverage, a lot of attention on Hopkins, and Kenny Stills able to win his one-on-one matchup.
Third quarter, same score, Titans going for it, 4th and goal. Ryan Tannehill just going to run this in himself.
This was a nice play call because I think everybody in the building thought like Derrick Henry had to be getting that football.
How about A.J. Brown and the day he had? This guy's a stud.
He's been really impressive. This one's really impressive because he works for the quarterback, comes back, and then look at extend the hands, reach out so the defender can't rake that ball out. Good, strong hands at the goal line. He was tremendous in this football game.
Randy Moss raving about how physical this guy is, how hard it is to stop him. Carlos Hyde, another guy that's not easy to stop either. Texans taking a 21-14 lead. They take sole possession of first place in the AFC South. Deshaun Watson joining Dan Marino, Kurt Warner, and Patrick Mahomes as the only quarterbacks to ever reach 70 pass touchdowns within their first 36 career games. And DeAndre Hopkins is doing what DeAndre Hopkins does, putting up big numbers, 30th career 100-yard receiving game. After this contest, everyone talking about an INT that opened up the scoring.
The Whitney Merciless pick, how much did that really give a spark to everybody on both sides of the ball?
Oh, man, that's something that, we've been, expecting out of Whit, to make a play like that. He's one of our leaders on the team, and, in those situations right there, Whit just being around the ball, having a knack for it, and, being able to run like that helps us a lot. And that definitely, helped our momentum.
Yeah, you can't, there's certain things we talk about that you do good, that you do bad, and then the stuff that gets you beat. And I think that finding ways to go down 14-0 would be one of those ways that get you beat. It's just hard to overcome that in this league. I knew we would battle back. I know the type of players that are in that locker room. When you turn the ball over or you give up big plays, miss kicks. I mean, those are all things that contribute to getting yourself beat.
So Houston now becomes the major favorite to win the AFC South, roughly 90% according to ESPN's Football Power Index. The Texans can clinch the division if they win either of the last 2 games against the Bucs and Titans. Failing that, they can still get back into the title if the Titans and Colts each lose a game. Diana Rossini joining us now from Tennessee. So the Texans winning a pivotal game in the AFC South as far as that division is concerned. What was the difference in this one, Diana?
Well, this was certainly one of the better games on this Sunday, knowing that first place in the AFC South was on the line. And the Texans, they came out here knowing that they needed to make up for the fact that they were embarrassed last week losing to the Denver Broncos. In fact, Coach O'Brien told me that they had this edge about them all week long, even through the game, even at halftime. He said everyone was just sort of mad. They were angry, and they wanted to beat this Titans team. Well, the momentum of this game completely changed when Whitney Merciless broke free and ran down the field.
When's the last time you ran that many yards full speed?
Whew, gosh, probably not since training camp. Yeah. No, it was just complimentary football on that play. It gave us a spark for the offense to turn into points, and so sure enough, as soon as that happened, we were on the roll from there.
What is that like when you're running free down the sideline and trying to get all the way?
Just don't get caught, but I got caught. 81 was flying down there. Now, if Zach just gets a block, I'm there, for sure. 85 is not catching me. Pruitt, no way.
Well, he was clocked at running about 18 miles per hour, and when I told him about that, he said, man, that is slow. That's like probably you jogging. That said, it obviously was such a big play for this team to build up that momentum, but here's the thing. They got to face this Tennessee Titans team in 2 weeks. And when I talked to Deshaun Watson about it, I said, what did you at least learn about the Texans today that you didn't know coming into this game? He said, this team is going to fight. We won this one this time, but we could easily lose it the next time. So obviously tons of respect for what the Titans can do. But I can tell you, this Texans team, they were getting on the bus feeling like a big weight is off their shoulders because now it looks like they're headed to the playoffs.
Excited about that showdown. And next week for these teams, the Titans getting the Saints, the Texans getting the Bucs. Thank you, Dan. So DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches, 119 yards, just his usual numbers. That makes an impact, but when he doesn't have the ball, he also makes an impact.
Yeah, I think that's the key. You know, when a guy's going off, the defense is going to have a response.
Right.
You know, and the response is going to be, okay, let's try to take this guy out of the game. And so, you know, it started early, to be honest with you. There was a plan to try to eliminate it. Here's Hopkins up at the top of the screen. You're going to see, this is early first quarter. The plan was basically play a guy underneath and then play a guy over the top. So the safety's going to play over the top, and then you're going to have a defender play inside trail technique. When the Texans end up sending Kenny Stills in motion, Logan Ryan, you're going to end up going with them. So now you know that you're getting basically 2 guys on Hopkins, and then you're getting man everywhere else. Well, this ends up being Will Fuller down here, and it's just basically, you know, easy pitch and catch because the quarterback knows before he ever has the ball in his hands, especially with off coverage, where he's going for it. So it's a first down throw that gets you a first down. So obviously, it kind of gives you a little bit of a beat in terms of what the defense is trying to do. Now you get to third down later in the football game. Well, what do you get? This is almost hysterical to me. It almost looks like a vice that you would get on punt return.
Right. Okay?
You have 2 guys standing over there. Very few guys have ever gotten that type of attention. Well, Hopkins is getting it here. Well, similar situation. If you have that, and there's a safety in the middle of the field that you can't see, you're going to get one-on-one right here with Will Fuller. Now, the thing to remember is this. Because they are on the left hash, because the Texans are on the left hash, and he is basically in a reduced split, he has all this room to work outside the numbers. It makes it a really easy throw for the quarterback, and it makes it nearly impossible for the defender to try to stay with him, because even if you try to play over the top, you have so much room to bend to the sideline. So I think that, you know, the numbers are great. Yeah, 6 for over 100 is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's also how he affected other plays like that third down there that ended up being a really big play.
You know, it's interesting because we showed Carson Wentz showing some lack of awareness situationally, and we saw a lot of awareness from Deshaun Watson because of what DeAndre Hopkins is doing in terms of attention.
It's a good point, Mike, because, listen, sometimes quarterbacks will be like, hey, listen, this is my guy. I'm forcing it to him. But if you have a better one-on-one elsewhere because of the attention, then hopefully you see that and take advantage of it.
All right, more on the NFL Week 15 coming up here on SportsCenter, but also some baseball news. One of the best pitchers in the American League is changing divisions